Yeah, these are tough. I mean, this is the problem with these big conferences, right? All these questions about LLMs. Hi everyone, I'm Sepehr, and I'm here to answer 5 questions proposed by other researchers. But before getting started, a bit about me. I'm a PhD student at EPFL. I'm here presenting our work on causal inference. All right, on to the questions. Scaling is all you need philosophy is dead. Validate or change my mind. What do you think is the best way forward? I mean, as someone, so I don't do research on, let's say, deep learning or LLMs or vision where you need this concept of scaling. So it's a bit, I would say it's a bit outside my research area to give an educated, answer to this one. So I'm gonna go with a skip, because my understanding is I can skip one, right? Those were the rules. Okay, next one. Why are foundation models, another LLM one, dramatically less energy efficient learners than human brains? Yeah, these are tough. I mean, this is the problem with these big conferences, right? All these questions about LLMs. I don't know, to be honest. Why are they less energy efficient? These technologies, they've only existed for like what, 10, 20 years? So yeah, there you go. It's just evolution. If we had unlimited compute power and used all existing data, could current AI training methods create machines with human level intelligence? Or would we hit a performance ceiling? Explain your answer. I feel like with this one, I'm leaning more towards we would hit a performance ceiling, because like if you think, let's say, if you take models from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? Think basic, like let's say AlexNet, right? Like these models that were used for computer vision for object classification, let's say, right? If you took those and you trained them on infinite data, they for sure wouldn't be able to distinguish between every case of, let's say, cat, dog, I don't know, table, chair. So for the same reasoning, I would be inclined to say that with the kind of models that we have now, even if we had, unlimited compute and we could train on all data, I don't think we would get something that's close to human intelligence. 4th question, if you could redesign one aspect of current AI architectures from scratch, what would it be and why? To me, one of the main issues that I see is just energy efficiency, right? Like you're having these models, like take for example LLM models, right? That are requiring tons and tons of power, right? You always see these headlines about how, what was it, Microsoft and all these other big companies, they're like literally buying nuclear reactors because of the sheer amount of energy that's needed. So of course I don't have a good answer to this, like what kind of architecture would be better, but that's one thing that like if I could snap my fingers and just could make them much more efficient, that would be the answer. How can we solve dimensionality collapse in self-supervised learning? My goodness, all these tough questions, huh? It's like an interview. Basically, some sort of way to prevent from the model and getting stuck in its local minima or maxima that eventually leads to this dimensionality collapse. That's the answer I would give. And this is the last one, right? Last one. Catastrophic forgetting is a major challenge in developing neural networks capable of lifelong learning. What breakthrough do you think is necessary to overcome this issue? Yeah, I mean, that's interesting, right? Because with these LLMs, they have this issue where if you fed it like something like, a long stream of text, they start to forget the information that's at the beginning. Yeah, let's say I'm gonna say yes. We need a sort of different architecture to somehow incorporate not just like short-term memory, right? Not just remembering, let's say I give you like 1,000-word text, you just remember, okay, 1,000 words, but also remembering long-term, right? If I've given you like hundreds of thousands of texts to remember, let's say, all the different chunks and how they play into one another and yes. So I would say new architecture needed for continual learning.